Hey everyone, it is SJF Studios here, and I am making my 1000 subscriber Q&A video. In this video, I will be answering everyone's questions from last week's video. Before I get started, I would just like to say thank you to everyone who said congratulations on 1000 subscribers in the comment section. Second of all, I would like to say I'm probably going to mispronounce everybody's channel name in this video, so I apologize ahead of time because it's going to go sour real fast. And third, I just want to say if I skipped your question from last week's video, I apologize and let me know in the comment section below and I will answer your question there. Alright, now that we have all that out the way, let's get started. Alright, so our first question is from Marvelous SM. He asks, how many frames per second do I use? I use 24 frames per second. Victor Grant asks, who is your favorite superhero? My favorite superhero right now is Spider-Man. I shouldn't actually say right now. It's always been Spider-Man ever since I was really little, so that's my favorite hero. Marvelous Jason asks, if I had to keep one figure in my collection, what would it be? That would probably be the pizza-eating Spider-Man, mostly because I really like to animate with it, and it's really fun to pose around. Then he asks what I think about Trump and Clinton going into the debate. I don't really like to discuss politics, so I'm just going to say it's a tie, they both lose. Okara asks, how many FPS do I use? I use 24 frames per second. Hawkeye asks, how I shoot and animate fight scenes and how I organize fight choreography. That is actually, it's pretty tricky. What I do is I go on YouTube, I look up a bunch of different fight scenes. I take moves from those fight scenes that I think would work well in my fight, and then I draw all of them out on a storyboard, and when I'm animating, I just follow that storyboard. Alright, next question is from Saint Studios, and they ask, who is my favorite superhero? That would be Spider-Man. Who is my favorite villain? That would be Joker. Will I ever do a face reveal? I'm not planning to. Why do I do stop motions? I've just always liked that form of animation ever since I was a kid, so that's why. What format did I use for my Kraven vs. Spider-Man video? I used 24 frames per second in Stop Motion Studios. And where can he get the Kraven figure? I guess retail. It depends on where you live, really, but I would go with retail, Amazon, maybe try eBay. And what does SJF Studios mean? I wish I had an interesting story for you there, but it doesn't mean anything. I just thought it sounded cool. Alright, our next question is from Unhipsleet. Oh, I hope I pronounced that right. Unhipsleet Productions. Okay, let's hope I pronounced that right. Do I have any need for voice acting? Not currently, but maybe in the future I will, and I can contact you then. And what type of lights do I use? I use mostly desk lamps. I have one bright white light one, and then I just use regular desk lamps for everything else. ProKid Reviewer asks, any tips and motivations for starting his new stop motion channel? Any tips? I guess I would say start off small, work your way up, start off with small videos, just perfect all movements, make sure they're fluid, and then once you got all that down, then start with bigger stories. And for motivations, I actually don't really have to motivate myself too much, mostly because I really like doing stop motion. So, I guess I would say think about the people you're making the stop motion for. That could maybe help. Blue Jacket 700 asks, why am I so awesome? I'm gonna say because I eat my green vegetables. Animations asks, most hype movie for 2017. Oh boy. I'm gonna say Spider-Man Homecoming, mostly because he's my favorite superhero. So, yeah, I guess, for some reason I'm really excited for the Wonder Woman movie too. So, that's a close second. So, yeah, that's my most hype movie. Jacoby Productions asks how I got my channel name. I think my family came up with it. I was like, I need a channel name, and they were like, oh, well, you should do an abbreviation, like SJF or something like that. And I was like, okay, I could use that. What does it mean? And they're like, oh, I don't think it stands for anything. I was like, okay, no matter. It still sounds cool, so I'll just use that. Spyron Machine 101 SM asks, who do I think would win between Spider-Man and Nightwing? I'm pretty sure Spider-Man would win. He's stronger, faster, he has spider sense. Spider-Man hands down. Favorite hero? That would be Spider-Man. Favorite villain is Joker. Would I rather be born a villain or die a hero? I would rather die a hero. Booyakasha Productions asks, favorite figure? That would probably be the pizza eating Spider-Man. How many frames per second I use? Currently I use 24. And what made me want to start a stop motion channel? When I was younger, I really liked the movie Coraline, and I really liked stop motion in general. So that's what made me want to start stop motion. Sean Hatcher asks, when did I start collecting? I've been collecting ever since I was like, I want to say like 4 or something like that. Will I get the new Spidey wave? Probably. I really want a Green Goblin figure, so I will probably end up getting it. And then Awesomeverse asks, how long have I been doing stop motion? I've been doing stop motion for about 3 to 4 years now. Alright, SpiderBat101 asks, favorite hero? That would be Spider-Man. Favorite figure? That'd be the pizza-eating Spider-Man. Who inspires me to do stop motion? I guess Laika Studios inspired me to start stop motion. And can I show off my sets? Unfortunately, I take them down once I'm done using them, because once I build them, I use pieces from that set to build new ones. So that's why I can't show them off. Creeper 2006 Beast asks, will I get the new Iron Fist figure? It depends. I already have an Iron Fist figure, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. KK Animation asks, how do I make my sets? I mainly use poster board, and then I use cardboard boxes, and I use brick templates and glue them to the cardboard boxes. Legendary S. Orion asks, if I'm going to do anything other than stop motion on my channel. To be honest, I've always wanted to do a drawing video on my channel because I've been drawing for a really long time. So maybe one day I will get to do that. Right Leg Productions asked, or Right Leg Productions 1 asks, what to have before animating? I guess you should have an idea. You should have something to film with, and you should have something to animate with. Alright, Buddha Gaming asks, what stop motion software do I use? I use Stop Motion Studios. And where do I buy my figures? Usually retail. If not, I'll go to either the comic book store or Amazon. Vision Animations asks, how long have I been doing stop motion? 3 to 4 years, I think. Differ McEnroyal asks if I have any tips on starting stop motion. Tips would be, don't start at a super high frame rate. I start out at like 12, and just take as many pictures as you can and get comfortable with moving things around. The more pictures you take, the more fluid it's going to look. Delete any pictures that make it too slow, though. You still want to make it have some speed to it. So take as many pictures as you want to, then go back and delete the ones you don't need. Spotzilla asks, how many FPS do I use? I use 24 frames per second. And how do I make my web drawings? I use, so Stop Motion Studios has like a drawing kind of attachment thing that you can buy. So I go in each individual frame and I draw the different stages of the web. And that is how I do that. Alright, let's see. Next question is from Finland Trooper, and he asks, what is my favorite video game? My favorite video game would probably be Batman Arkham City. I think that's my favorite video game. I've played it the most, and I've beat it the most, I guess. So, that is my favorite game. Alright, Cape and Cowl Animations asks, favorite movie? Probably the first Avengers movie. Favorite musical genre / artist? My favorite genre is like old school hip hop from like late 80s, early 90s. My favorite artist? I don't know. I don't really think I have one. I don't have one favorite. I have a lot of favorites, but I don't have one. Bacon question mark? Yes, Bacon. Favorite villain? Joker. Marvel or DC? Marvel. And how do I pose my figures on carpet? Patience. Alright, Quadrant asks, what got me into stop motion? That would be, I think I've already said this before, but I really liked Coraline, so I really liked the form animation they used in that. I also really liked Wallace and Gromit when I was younger, so that's kind of what started me on stop motion. Nintendo Ninja Turtle asks, can I make Metal Gear Solid and TF2 stop motion? I don't really know too much about TF2, and I don't have any TF2 figures or Metal Gear Solid figures, so the likelihood of me making one is, it's poor, let's just say that. Hero Boy 123 asks, would I rather live in the Marvel Universe or the DC Universe? I'm gonna say the Marvel Universe, mostly because I feel like I could fit in better there, because it's closer to real life. They use real locations, like most of their stories take place in New York, so that's why I say that. DC has like a bunch of fictional cities, and I don't know, I just don't know as much, I guess. With Marvel Universe, it would kind of be like living in the real world, but with superheroes, of course. Oh, would you look at that? That is my last question. Alright everyone, so as promised, I have selected a matchup randomly out of the comment section from last week's video. I did just do this randomly, so I didn't actually choose one. It was just a random pick. And the winner is, drum roll please, Differ McEnroyal. So he put Batman versus Black Panther. To be honest, the chances of that fight happening were going to be very high, because about half of the comments from last week's video wanted that fight to happen. So yeah, so there you go. That video will probably be out around the end of November, and for like future upcoming videos, my Batman stop motion series, the next episode will probably be out within 2 weeks, hopefully. I've been working really hard on it, so I hope you guys will enjoy it. And with all of that said, this is SJF Studios signing off, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.